Good evening and welcome to the Seneca Scout. I'm Nick.
And I'm Sarah.
Tonight we will be looking at a wide range of topics, from science to sports and all the way to the Secretary of Health and Human Services. We begin now with national news.
President Trump tapped Alex Azar for Secretary of Health and Human Services, a role vacated by Tom Price after it was revealed that Price took repeated trips on government and private jets costing taxpayers more than $1 million. Alex Azar served as the Department of Health and Human Services General Counsel from 2001 to 2005 and assumed the role as Deputy Secretary for 2 years. Alex Azar also worked at Eli Lilly, a major pharmaceutical company, which he left in January. President Trump expressed optimism in Azar's abilities in a statement on Twitter. The GOP-controlled Senate only needs 51 votes to confirm Azar and currently has 52 Senate seats.
Many people today suffer from mental issues such as anxiety and depression, and getting treatment can prove to be difficult for some people. A solution to this is getting therapy on a computer or phone. This has been tested at the University of Pittsburgh, and the results proved even more effective than a doctor's usual primary care. Doctors hope the results may bring awareness as another option of therapy for those who don't want to or can't go to therapy in person. However, this is only the beginning of new therapy options. Various programs for virtual reality therapy are currently being tested, such as phobia therapy that uses virtual reality to put patients into situations that scare them, and then have them complete tasks in the virtual world. The results of the study have proved very, very promising. Liz Willits, one of the patients completing the program, says that her fear of heights was starting to take over her life. But the phobia therapy helped her conquer that fear, and she's now been able to do things that she never could before, such as visiting a treetop adventure with her son. We now move on to James Rickard for the Raider recap.
Thanks, guys. Welcome back to the Raider Recap. We're going to begin the first Raider Recap of the winter sports season with an update from volleyball. Unfortunately, the girls' volleyball team fell 3-0 against North Allegheny in the Whippeal semifinals. But in other news, on Tuesday the 14th, the boys' varsity hockey team beat Central Catholic 2-1. The goals were scored by Drew Diamond and Reese Garvin. Logan Johnson got the win in net, stopping 17 out of 18 shots. And on Monday the 30th, we triumphed over Erie Prep by a score of 3-1. Goals were scored by Tyler Draper, Austin Gildernew, and Reese Garvin. Logan Johnson again got the win in net, stopping 26 out of 27 shots, being named Player of the Game and receiving the Locker Room Award. That's all for the Raider Recap this week. Check back next week for more. Now back to Sarah and Nick.
Thank you, James, and good luck to all the teams playing next week.
Now on to science. Last week, a joint research group discovered that the way they understood the insect-killing cordyceps fungus was wrong. Cordyceps is a fungus that takes control of various insects in tropical regions to reproduce. The fungus forces the insect to go to a specific height on a plant, then kills the insect and uses its corpse as food. Scientists thought the fungus worked by it taking control of the insect's brain and forcing it to move to the fungus breeding ground. But in this discovery, it has been found that this is not the case. Cordyceps actually takes direct control of the insect's muscles to move the insect, leaving the brain alone. This could lead to new medical treatments for various muscular or neural diseases.
In local news, the Pittsburgh Zoo is no longer allowed to be a part of many conservation programs due to its decision to leave the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. The Association of Zoos and Aquariums is a group that represents most of the major zoos in our country. Over 200 institutions are a part of this association. 2 years ago, the Pittsburgh Zoo left the association due to a disagreement in the care of elephants at the zoo. Because of this decision, the zoo can't be automatic members in the species survival plan programs, which advocates for genetic diversity among species. The species survival plan programs are one form of conservation programs, and they are one factor attributing to why the Pittsburgh Zoo has lost specific exhibits such as the king penguins and river otters.
This week, Pittsburgh Mayor Bill Peduto, along with over 100 American business owners and officials, traveled to Bonn, Germany for a climate committee meeting. Peduto assured Pittsburgh's support for the Paris Climate Accord and is looking into ways of improving the city's clean energy methods. One method is through microgrids. These are local independent power grids that can run parallel to and without electricity from the main network, meaning if the primary power grid goes down, areas with microgrids will not be impacted. Microgrids can be powered by batteries and generators, along with renewable energy sources like solar and wind. These microgrids could help Pittsburgh improve its green energy track, thus cutting costs and furthering Pittsburgh's pledge to encourage and support the Paris Climate Accord.
On Saturday, November 11th, Young Brothers Taekwondo held their annual tournament in honor of Veterans Day. All proceeds benefited It's All About the Warrior Foundation, which helps out veterans of the post-9/11 wars in the tri-state area. Let's take a look of how the tournament went and learn a little bit more about what this Veterans Foundation is all about.
On Saturday, November 11th, Young Brothers Taekwondo held their annual tournament in honor of Veterans Day. The students of Young Brothers Taekwondo had to compete in 4 different categories: patterns, sparring, breaking, and weapons. All proceeds benefited the It's About the Warrior Foundation, whose mission is to assist and empower all post-9/11 veterans and their families from the tri-state area with their financial assistance, home improvement, therapeutic, or outreach programs, thus leading them to a successful and enriched life. The It's About the Warrior Foundation was founded in 2012 by Executive Director Steve Monteleone, a 7-year United States Air Force veteran. The home improvement program is designed to help veterans thrive by creating safer, functional home environments to meet their unique needs and support their independence. The financial grant program visualizes that their post-9/11 veterans and their families need to be economically sound in their lives. The outreach program enables veterans to have a positive outlet, connect with other veterans, and also serve an opportunity for the public to learn more about veteran needs. The therapeutic program provides support to veterans to help them overcome the challenges with visible and non-visible injuries caused by their service.
Well, that seemed like a fantastic day, and it was for a really good cause, too.
Certainly.
Last Thursday, local students from Lincoln Park and Seneca Valley, as well as independent artists, participated in the 5th annual Expressions of Courage photography show. The black and white show asked artists to depict individuals who show courage through an illness. This year also included photographs of people who are working to better their community. The photographs included stories of the people depicted, which gives a better look into their lives. Several students from Lincoln Park had their work displayed, as well as one Seneca Valley student, Jack Reynolds. We spoke with the first place winner, Scott Tomorrow.
When I look at all this work here and see these people who are facing battles that most people will never face, and still I see a lot of smiles,
The show will be on display at the Confluence Coffee Shop in Newcastle until January 4th.
And finally tonight we bring you news on winter concerts. This year's winter performance season started off last night with the middle school band winter concert. First up was the 7th grade band featuring songs such as El Capitan, Eclipses, Sylvanic Dance, and Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Next up was the 8th grade band, who featured songs such as Meeting at Troyloin Place, High School Cadets, and a Christmas melody entitled A Christmas Festival Overture. SVTV was there to cover the event and will be covering all of the broadcasting of band and chorus concerts throughout the holiday season. Check out our schedule for the details. And that's all for this week's edition of the Seneca Scout. I'm Nick.
And I'm Sarah.
And we'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in.